बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। लेक्सिकॉन, इस सिलसिले का पहला लेक्चर हो चुका है। दिस इज लेक्चर नंबर 2 अबाउट लेक्सिकॉन। In the previous lecture, we just know the collection of the words lexicon, the mental dictionary. So what is the right definition? There is no particular definition about the lexicon. The linguists do the different definition about the situation and condition of the word. Because the words vary from definition to definition, syntactic point of view, what is the definition of the word? And phonologically, what is the definition of the word? Some linguists say that this is lexicon mental dictionary, collection of the words in the mind, in brain, storage of the words, and their definition. The first definition, Fordian D. Continent, 1845, Poland, and again 1929, Warsaw. Lexicon is a list of indivisible morphological units. This is one aspect of the definition of the word and the lexicon. The next definition, which comes from Bloomfield, 1933, is a list of irregular or arbitrary forms. Here forms mean words. Arbitrary, which are settled between us. For example, I say, this is computer. How you know that this is a computer? This is marker. How you know that this is marker? Because in our society, in the society of English, they have decided such a looking thing is called the marker. This is the sign, signified phenomena. That you have a pic in your mind, in your brain, image of this in your mind. When any person will say marker, at once come this such a thing will become on the screen of your mind, and you will utter the word marker. As I say that this is tea, chai, this is tea cup. You have a different models of teacups in your mind. When any person will say that this is a teacup, automatically something will come into one like that, teacup like that. This is called arbitrary system. In easy word, you can say that I say this is not marker. The people who are standing here, who are listening to me, between us, we decide that this is brick, this is brick, this is brick. And no, out of the room, no one knows this is brick. But when I say where is brick, you will at once go and give me this marker that says this is brick. That means when we decide the name of the thing with us, with one another, that is the name called the arbitrary system of the words. Arbitrary system of the words. So, lexikos, this is the Greek word, lexikos, which means pertaining to words. Pertaining to words. Just you can say in the easy word, the collection of the words related to the words, and the definition of the words or the phrases. Actually, now what is the right definition? This one or this one? If we say that this definition and these are the equivalent, no. This definition is very much different from the second one, Bloomfield. Why? If I say the word representative, and if you look at the word representative, it looks like adjective. Because the symbol of adjective, mostly we say the word ends with VE, IVE, like imaginative, reactive, subordinative, positive, negative. These words are adjective. But here in the sense, he says that the words act as representative, which in Urdu is called numainda. Which in Urdu is called numainda. For example, what is mean representative? When I will go from my country to America, I will be representative of all our prayers are representative of Pakistan. They are doing the representation of us, not the whole country. So representative means numainda. The word is numainda. What is numainda? Chair. In English society, when you say chair, automatically the people will say this is the okay. But if you say kursi, there in their society, they will feel very much difficult to understand what is kursi. Why? Because they have no representation of form of chair in their mind. They just know that such a kind of thing is called chair, not kursi. If you say pankha, and they don't know what is pankha, but when you use the word fan, the construction, the model, the representative of that words come into their mind, and they will automatically understand that, oh yes, it is fan, but no pankha. So this is the arbitrary settlement among the people in order to give the names of the words. When these words are collected, when these are defined with their definition, this is called lexicon. The word lexicon emerges from the Greek word lexikos, pertaining to, in a simple meaning, pertaining to words. Morphologically complex forms, words are, sometimes we put the ER, sometimes we put maker, sometimes we put the ED, satisfied, sometimes we put S, sometimes IS, markers, ING, present participle, past participle, and in order to make ness, softness, kindness, sometimes you move the ment, improvement, increment. These are the suffixes which you are going to put, and you are producing the new words, which is called the productivity. But how many words you are creating with a different representative? So such a kind of things you will have, if you will have to memorize this. You will have to memorize this. For example, third person of the sentence, present definite. You will have to memorize what that he, she, it, I will put S or ES or IES. Even the English will have to memorize it. So, when English will have to memorize it, that means there is a no deliberate or automatic system of lexicon in your mind. That is the difference between the two definitions. Definition done by Cortez and the Bloomfield in 1903. This is the arbitrary system of the word which we have. And it is another thing, this is also called the mental dictionary. I tried myself, this is my, not an authentic thing, but I want to discuss here very importantly. Mental dictionary means you have chip in your mind. Chip in the storage, as you have chip a very smallest piece of thing, but that storage 5 GB, 10 GB, 1000 GB, etc. There is a demarcation, the difference between the local word collection and the language, second language collection. Just like English, that is a second language for us, not a first language. Urdu, Punjabi, Saraiki is the first language. We have different collection. And a lot of, for example, I can't speak Saraiki and I can't so much rich vocabulary of Saraiki that you will speak better than I, because your mental lexicon is full of those words. But my mental lexicon is empty of those words of Saraiki. So when you have a mental dictionary and how to use it, how to produce it, how to write it, how we must use in the utterance, such a kind of things are discussed in the topic of lexicon. And the definition, the collection of words, which is are the book of the like dictionary, that is the storage of words and the definition. The second thing, first mind, second dictionary. Mental dictionary and the book dictionary you have in your hand, and you know the words collection. But where the variables are, what variables are? That, for example, the child, baby, even the English society, he does not know the morphological system in their system. For example, I could make just R morpheme, I change the class of the word. That was a verb, now it is noun. As soft plus ness, softness. That was an adjective, now it is. Now this is quite subtle process. This is quite subtle process. Parik, very much, you can say thin, very thin margin you have to define the words. Such a kind of discussion about the words definition, their morphological phenomena, indivisible morphological units, or arbitrary system. Such a system, everything just for in order to collection of the words that is called the lexicon. What that is included is called representative, where in a mental dictionary or a book dictionary. So the Bloomfield's definition seems apparently better than this definition. So this is the lexicon for the students. You must know the mental dictionary, the book dictionary, the collection of words. I am going to summarize that. Such a kind of things about the words, their definition, their morphological system, their syntactic system, their phonological system, from the syntactic point of view, from the phonological point of view, all these things related to the lexicon. Thank you very much. Inshallah, we will see you again in the next lecture.